Hello, today I'll be giving a demonstrative speech on how to operate a motorcycle. This is my family and they'll be my crowd today. I have Jermaine in the red shirt, Trey in the white shirt, and Crystal in the back. Alright, there you go, Jermaine. Alright. So for the last 3 years, I've always wanted a motorcycle. From watching the movies, the cool action shows, and television. So once I got my motorcycle, I knew I would have to learn how to ride it and learn about safety and how to use it. Let's begin with identifying the proper equipment. First, you will need a helmet. For a street bike, usually it's full face, but today I'm using this helmet so you can hear me when I speak and see me. Usually they have a DOT, and that's the standardized helmets for safety. This one is a strap. Next, you need sunglasses. This is kind of like a face protector, so when you're riding, bugs don't hit you in the face, and you just put them on. Next, we have gloves. You usually want to have gloves with the little plastic part hard, so you don't, when you fall, you don't scrape your hands. And sometimes there's the hard parts on here too. Then you want to have a jacket. Pretty heavy, sometimes leather. This one matches my bike. And then you can also take out this part so you can have more room to breathe so you're not sweating everywhere. And this one has padding. You usually want to get one with padding in it, in the arms and in the back so it's more comfortable. Next we have shoes. These are riding shoes. They're really hard, so when you switch gears and when you hit the floor, sometimes at the stoplights, it won't bruise your feet and it'll feel comfortable. These ones are straps. Usually they don't have shoelaces. Jeans. And the last part is you need to have jeans on, or maybe even leather pants. Just something to protect your skin just in case you fall. Now that you have all your equipment, you should identify the parts on your bike. It would be devastating to get on and not know where the throttle was or the gear shifters were. So I will be using a method I learned at the Harley-Davidson Academy, known as T-clocks. This is 6 methods that you should use every time before getting on your motorcycle. The first one is T. This one stands for tires. You want to make sure your tires are not weary and that they still have everything on them. There are no dentures in them, the front and in the back. You want to check the air pressure and for dented wheels. The second letter is C for controls. You want to check the levers, the pedals located on each side of the bike, hoses, and throttles. This is the throttle. The third letter is lights. You want to check the lights and mirrors. Check the headlights, brake lights in the back, and the signal lights. So you put your key in the ignition, you turn it on, and you can go to the front so they can see these no lights. You just make sure your lights are working, and your signal lights. Which one is this? Okay. So the fourth letter is O for oils and fluids. You want to check your oil, which is located at the front of your bike, and the fluids, which is located in the cluster right here. The sixth letter is strands. You want to make sure your kickstand, you can come on this side. You want to make sure your kickstand is working, it's in good shape, and it won't fall when you try to lay your bike down. Check your levers and leaks. You want to check all around your bike and make sure there's no leaks before you get on it. The fifth letter is C for chassis. Check suspension, your chain belt, which is located in your back tire, and your belt. So you want to make sure your chain is in line with everything and it doesn't mess up whenever you're riding, just before you get on. Alright, the sixth letter is for strands. Check the kickstand and the center stand if you have one. The center stand is usually on both sides of the bike, but I don't have one. I just have one stand, which is okay too. Alright, so this information was provided for me from the Motorcycle Safety Foundation. Alright, now that we've done our pre-inspection, it's time to identify the operations for control. There are 6 primary controls that are important. You should identify them all and know the uses. The first one is the handlebars. Feeds right here. You want to know where everything is on the handlebars, but we'll get there. Alright. The second one is the throttle. The throttle is located on the right side of the bike, on this side right here. The third one is the clutch lever. The clutch is right here. You want to use this when you want to change your gear. Yep. You just press in the clutch and then you lift up your feet to change the gear. The fourth one is the gear shifter. This one is the gear shifter, and you pull in the clutch and you switch gears like that. The fifth one is the front brake. The front brake is located in front of the throttle. The sixth one is the rear brake pedal. The rear brake is located on the right side. You always want to press both brakes at the same time if you have to stop at an emergency, for an emergency. Alright, other controls. Last but not least, we are much closer to riding. There are 6 controls that are important as well. These help your riding experience. The ignition switch is what you want to use to turn on the motorcycle, but we're not going to turn it on now because it'd be too noisy. Alright, the engine cutoff switch is located also in the front. This is to cut off the bike. If you're riding and you really have to cut it off, you can just switch it and the whole bike will cut off. The turn signal switch, located near the left hand grip, which is on this side. Use it to turn signals, turn left or right, indicate that you want to turn. Alright. Your high and low beam switch, also located near your left and right beam switch. And then your speedometer. This is where it tells you how fast you're going. Mine is digital, but this is where you would want to see to make sure you're going the right speed limit. Alright. Your mirrors, you should have one on your left side and your right side. I only have one on the left, but that's okay too. But left or right, usually. Alright. And then now that you've done all your inspections, you know where the gear is, you know where the ignition is, you know how to check for oil damage, tire damage, dented wheels, everything you have on your gear, your gloves. I'm going to put on my gloves and show you guys how to operate it. Did it show you how much time?
So far it's 8:16.
8 minutes?
Yeah.
Really 8 minutes?
8.
Please face it towards the bike. Oh my god, that was 8 minutes.
I'm going to walk around the bike.
Like 5 minutes. Alright. So now you just get on the bike and remember where all your gear shifters are, your lights are. You're gonna stay right there until I pull up.